welcome to the channel. I'm John Cordy. Today I'm going to be looking at the Friedman BE 100. Again, one of these super expensive amps which is in the Helix. I'm going to just select a cab for this. I'm going to guess the Friedman is kind of, in my opinion, like a shoot off from like a Marshall design. So let's just use this 1960 T75 might be a good place to start, or maybe something with V30s, but I'm going to mic it up with a 57 and then use the same cab again, but with a 421, and that's the cab that I'm using for this demo, just so you know. I'm only going to do the dirty channel today, but there is a clean channel as well, so we're looking for placator dirty. Here we are. Okay, and so if we just play exactly what comes up here. Let's just look at the instruction manual and see what they say. So this was Dave's first production amplifier, apparently critically acclaimed, one of the most in-demand British high-gain meets vintage amps on the market. Apparently it's an EL34 powered multi-channel fire breather, which is also capable of producing many styles of music from blues to classic rock, heavy rock to metal, by adjusting the gain and master controls on the BE channel. Switching to the HBE boosts the BE channel, giving even more gain and saturation. Of course, we can't forget the rich cleans, also found within the second channel on the BE 100. You will notice instantly the tight bottom end and rich harmonically detailed chords and single notes. The amp cleans up remarkably well with the guitar's volume control, even on higher gain settings, so we'll try that. The BE 100 takes pedals very well and loves boosts, ODs, phases, flanges, tremolos, wahs, etc. Here we go then. Plugging in, we recommend starting the amp on the BE channel with the bass on 10, which is extreme, the mids at around 6, treble at 5, and the presence at 5. Those are those recommendations for a starting point to tweak from. So that's quite interesting. So, you know, if you're used to Mesa Boogie amps like I am, that bass at 10 is going to seem super extreme. I'm playing with a Strat right now. And then adjust the drive to taste. So if we come back down to 1. Still got quite a lot of dirt there, really. What was it, about 0.5? Are we clean there? Not really, no. So the placator dirty channel can't really do clean. How much drive does it have if we crank it? A lot. So, surprisingly, the settings that they suggest there, I think, sound pretty good. Now, it is an actual master volume amp, so you could experiment with this. So this HBE, I believe, is going to give us a virus. No, it's going to give us even more gain, so let's just check that out. So you could use that as like a snapshot where you're giving yourself a gain boost. I think that would be quite an effective use of that control. Okay, let me just take that drive back down to there. So a significant gain boost there, boost on the HBE. We got a fat switch as well, which does. Yeah, so here we got another page which is useful. So it says, bass control, this adds or takes away bass or bottom end. As the amp gets louder, you may want to back this off a bit. So essentially the bass is like a bass cut rather than adding bass like it would be in a mezzo boogie. Start at 7 to 10 for bedroom volumes. Middle control adds or takes away mid-range. Start at 5 or 6. Lower settings will scoop the mids. Higher levels will allow your audience to actually hear the guitar in a mix. Treble control, start at 5. Gain control, adjust the taste, don't be afraid. So that's essentially saying that the gain control is usable the whole way. Bright switch, which do we have here? No, so we don't have a bright switch. So ignore that. Then I think we got a fat switch. Makes the BE 100 sound fatter. Great for single coil pickups. So potentially that'd be one for me. C45. This is a custom voicing switch for the BE HBE. Turn it on. If you like it, leave it on. It's kind of cool. So let's just. To me it seems like that's doing something to brighten the tone. Maybe like making it a little bit more in your face, a bit brasher. Maybe like another bright switch, essentially, a little bit. Saturation switch, primarily designed to be used in the BE or C45 to add gain, compression, saturation. It's normal for the volume level to drop with this switch engage, compensate with the master volume. So that essentially gives you even more gain. So if we have HBE on and we have saturation on fat C45, I think this is kind of the most gain we can get on the amp if we crank the master as well. So, you know, a lot of gain there considering we're only on 5.3 on the drive. I think that's quite useful stuff which is in the manual there. On page, whatever that is, page 5 of the manual is where the useful stuff really is. But that for me is the key lesson from this reading the manual. They suggest starting with the bass at 10, which is kind of bizarre for an amp, really. Not many amps where you get that kind of suggestion from the manufacturer. Saturation switch, just to give you even more gain if you wanted that. HBE is like another gain boost as well. C45 is this voicing thing which makes it a little bit more bright, a little bit more brash, maybe a little bit more martially even, I don't know, a bit more of a modern thing potentially. But yeah, super versatile. In terms of, you know, like a Marshall sound. I think definitely an amp that I'm going to come back to and do more with. So that cab I think worked with it quite nicely. No reason why you couldn't change that up. But I'm thinking that you could set up these kind of switches, the HBE and the fat switch, particularly to give yourself a gain boost, and could be quite useful in that way. So just without the fat, have like a rhythm tone. So that might be a really good place to start with the Placator Dirty. It's the Friedman BE channel, the dirty one. and those are the recommended settings to start from in the manual. So 10 for bass, 6 for mids, treble at 5, presence at 5. That's kind of their suggested starting point, and then I've just explained what those switches do. So hopefully that's helpful to 1 or 2 people that were interested in this amp. A really cool amp, I think, and definitely one that people should be looking at if they're looking for those classic kind of Marshall rock and metal tones, but actually quite a versatile amp as well. Thank you for stopping by. If you wanted to like and subscribe, you could. I'm going to try and put a demo together now, and hopefully there'll be something in there for people to check out. I'll drop this preset into the folder, and I'll catch you in a little bit. Cheers.